This is a special event. It is the Heisman Trophy of defense. It is the award that gives back to a side of the ball that doesn't get as much glory. Thank you, Charlotte.
What a high level of excellence Bronco Nagurski brought to the game. He's an inspiration to anyone who loves the game of football.
My football story is not about playing for the Carolina Panthers. My football story is from the time I was 5 years old. All I ever wanted to do was play for Wayne Hills High School in northern New Jersey.
I was a part of something, and the purpose of what we were working for was greater than any one of us.
We come out every day to compete, and the only way we can get better is we, compete against each other hard.
It's important to note that sometimes the signs that we ask for are right there in front of us. Win or lose, there was always a message in there. It's about what we do with the adversity we face.
You can have a dream, but you better be prepared for that opportunity.
I want to thank you all once again for the millions of dollars that you have contributed. And I know while the focus of the Charlotte Touchdown Club might be football, the money that you provide enables multiple sports to benefit.
It's a lot of hard work. I mean, it's nothing is given. I mean, you have to earn everything.
Honored to be here today. You do such wonderful work. The funds you raise for scholarships around the area, that's wonderful.
A very heartfelt thank you to members of the Touchdown Club for your support of 16,000 plus students who you all are impacting annually. Studies show that GPAs and graduation rates are higher, absences and dropout rates are lower.
What I've learned in my life is you can accomplish anything in this world. If you want to do something bad enough, you'll find a way.
But it's important that everybody in this room and beyond understands that it starts with us. You see these kids on the come up, you gotta let them know.
Football was a gladiator sport. Only gladiators play football.
Tonight, you are going to get a glimpse of excellence of our finalists and what they have brought to this game. Their dedication, passion, and brute strength, along with their ability to make key plays during crucial moments in big games.
I believe that football is the greatest game that there is. It's the only game where people of all sizes, of all shapes, of all different talent levels can come together. And everyone have to execute their job. And I believe young people should play it. I believe it builds character. It teaches us how to sacrifice and be humble.
Life is all about when you get punched in the gut, finding a way to get up and dust yourself off and get back in the ring and just keep swinging, son. Just keep swinging.
Be here, be back in North Carolina, see all you Wolfpackers and all you others again. What you do with this organization, with John and so many that contribute, really is awesome. Because as we all know, sports, it may be more important now than it's ever been. These high schools and what it's doing to help facilitate and bring joy and some discipline and virtue. It's awesome.
And I think football is a lens and a window to our world, to our society when it comes to team. When you talk about together, everybody achieves more. There's nothing on that football field that's of accomplishment without the work of 10 other men.
Actually came in a couple years and worked at Rock Hill.
The Football Writers Association of America and the Charlotte Touchdown Club are proud to present the 2020 Bronco Nagurski Trophy to Zaven Collins from the University of Tulsa.
Thank you to the Football Writers Association for presenting me this trophy and selecting me to be a Nagurski winner. Thank you to Charlotte Touchdown Club and Lending Tree for entrusting with me and putting my name on the trophy. It really means a lot to me.
Growing up around the game, I have a deep and abiding respect for those who have paved the way. Bronco Nagurski was a true pioneer of our game.
Good afternoon, Charlotte Touchdown Club. How are we doing today? Jim Zoki from WBT Radio and the Carolina Panthers Radio Network. We appreciate you being here today. Of course, WFNZ out doing their broadcast in the lobby out there talking Hornets draft and who the next Hornets coach is going to be. It's all football in here today, unless Chipper Jones reemerges and it's baseball, but it's going to be football. And today we've got Marshall Faulk. Marshall Faulk, if you know me at all, you know I've done every Panther game for 27 years. Who are my seasoned Panther fans who remember when the Panthers were in the NFC West and we played the Rams every year and the 49ers every year, so twice a year? And I was thinking back to what Marshall did, and I looked up his numbers from the 2 games from 2001, because you play your division opponents twice in a year. I'm sure Marshall may or may not remember this, but Marshall, the first game, Rams win 48-14. You ran for 183 yards and 2 touchdowns, and then you sat down at halftime. Trung Candidate came off the bench. Trung Candidate ran for 145 yards. Game 2, Marshall played probably into the third quarter, 38-32, Rams win, 202 yards and 2 touchdowns. So we had a big part in you being the 12th all-time leading rusher in the history of the NFL. Glad we could help out with that. We had some other better games. That was the 2001 season, which was famous for being George Seifert's last year, and then the Panthers built off of that, if you remember that too. I want to thank our title sponsor, Martin Marietta, for being a part of what we're doing today. And in addition to Marshall Faulk, of course, we got some great giveaways coming up after lunch. Right now, my pleasure to introduce to you the president, board of directors of the Charlotte Touchdown Club. You know him, you love him, Mr. Rodney Broadnax, right here. Roddy.
Hello and welcome. As Jim said, I'm Roddy Broadnax, and I proudly serve on the Charlotte Touchdown Club Board of Directors. We're excited to have you here for the Speaker Series Luncheon today, featuring NFL legend and Hall of Fame running back Marshall Faulk. Welcome, Marshall. Today is going to be a great day. We're back out networking, have a chance to share some great things together. But first, we'd like to thank our title sponsor, Martin Marietta, for this event today, and for your continued partnership throughout the years that we've had together with the Charlotte Touchdown Club. And I'm going to go off script here and drive John Rocco crazy. But since our inception in 1990, the Charlotte Touchdown Club, along with area generous donors, have raised and donated almost $3 million to area high school and college athletic programs here in the Charlotte area. So give yourself a round of applause, please. And how we do it? We did it with people like Martin Marietta, members like you, and the 60-plus sponsors that you'll see on the big board today as they rotate around showing our sponsorships. So I please ask you, support our sponsors with your business and personal needs, and keep doing what we're doing, because you are the ones that make this possible. I think we all agree. Sorry, I said that earlier. So I think we know that the Speaker Series is off to a great start this year, but the best is yet to come. We've got Tim Tebow, Chris Berman, and please save the date for September 1st, and that's the Carolina Panthers kickoff luncheon. So it's going to be a great day here in Charlotte. Also, you Wolfpack fans, we're proud to announce that NC State head coach Dave Doran, is going to be our keynote speaker this year at the Bronco Nagurski Awards. And for those of you not familiar with the Bronco Nagurski Award, it is the National College Defensive Player of the Year Award presented right here in Charlotte. So dust off your tux, get your cocktail dresses out. It's sure to be a sold-out event. So again, thank you today for being here. A big day. Marshall, we look forward to hearing your message. Thanks.
Roddy, thank you so much. All right, before we get to lunch, let's bring up Father John Hannock and our invocation. Father John, you know well, of course, from St. John's Church, and then we'll be off to lunch, and you can continue to browse the auction items out front. Here's Father John.
Before we do pray today, I'd like to say what a privilege it is for all of us to be here today. So once again, let us give thanks now to God, who loves us so abundantly. Loving God, we thank you for the abundance of our lives, our families, our friends, all the gifts and abilities you have entrusted to us. May we glorify you in the ways we serve our sisters and brothers, especially those who are most alienated and neglected. Bring peace to our hearts, peace to our country, to our world. Thank you for all the members of the Charlotte Touchdown Club, our sponsors, and all guests who gather here. Thank you for the changing seasons as we anticipate the joys of summer vacations, the thrill of mini camps, and upcoming football games. Finally, thank you for the abundance of our table, for all the hands who brought this food to us. Bless all who are deprived of food and friendship. Give us compassion and energetic hearts to reach out to those most in need. All this we pray in your name, loving God. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Father John. All right, so we'll break for lunch for about 25 minutes, then we'll give things away. Hear from Marshal Faulk. We'll see you in a few minutes. All right, folks, we're going to get back to our speaking part of things. And you have jobs to go to, so you can't goof off all day, I don't think, unless you own your company. But again, thank you to our 60 Touchdown Club sponsors and team members. Charlotte Touchdown Club would like to thank Crown Sports Sales and Rydell for their support of today's silent auction items. And right now we have 4 autographed Marshall Faulk items to give to you. So you should have your raffle ticket numbers. And we'll call those out when you have the number. If it's you coming up, and Day will have your prize for you up here. And the first item is a Rams helmet autographed by Marshall Faulk, winning number 731533. 731533. Anybody have that number? Not just anybody. Anybody have that number? Right here? Coming up, sir. Let's hear it from him. We're excited for him. He just won a helmet. Really cool one. Thank you. I make Dave pull the numbers so no one yells to mix them up when they all come from the same side of the room. This one is the football autograph by Marshall Faulk, 731665. 731665. Right to the left. Hooray, let's hear it for him. How about that? The energy is building in the room. 2 more prizes to give away. Next one will be the mini helmet autographed by Marshall Faulk. Smaller than a regular helmet, but still mighty. 731696. 731696. Dave's doing a great job. You got all 3 sides of the room. Congratulations, sir. We'll have 1 more to give away. Don't forget, by the way, you can place your bids on the silent auction items. Last bids will be taken 10 minutes following the conclusion of the luncheon. All of the proceeds will go to the Charlotte Touchdown Club Scholarship Fund. All right, last item, the 2021 Bronco Nagurski autographed commemorative football. Thank you, Day. 731837. 731837. Last item, I hear clapping. Man in blue jacket walking this way, I think he won a prize. Congratulations. Let's hear it for all of our winners, because there's nothing worse than awkward silence. Just seems more fun to clap. All right, last bit of a giveaway. As you see in the center of your table, if you're a veteran of these luncheons, you know it's the giveaway of the centerpiece item, which today is the autographed football. And the person at the table, each one of you has one of these at your table. The winner is, at each one is one that's got the sticker that says, "You are the winner," next to the Dave Doran picture on the inside front cover of the program. So it's a 5-step process. In your program, next to Dave Doran's picture is a sticker that says, "You are the winner." It sounds simple, but there's a lot going on with that. I see people throwing footballs and doing pitch outs. Terrific. All right, folks. A couple acknowledgments, and then we'll get to Marshall Faulk. We want to thank some of our special guests in attendance today. Thank you to all the high school and middle school coaches, the athletic directors and administrators that we have here today. And folks, if we could too, let's give a warm welcome to all of our current and former U.S. military heroes in attendance today. If you would all please stand and let's acknowledge all of our military members that are here. We thank you for your service. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Not too far away from 4th of July. All right, Marshall Faulk is our keynote speaker, as you know. About to see a short video before we bring him up. 13 seasons with the Indianapolis Colts and the St. Louis Rams. Mentioned the St. Louis Rams connection earlier. Of course, my favorite game of all time was the Panthers double overtime win. That'll probably not be a big part of Marshall's talk, but that was a great game. I mean, it was a great game, win or lose. It was double overtime. Come on. Pro Football Hall of Famer, College Football Hall of Famer, NFL MVP in 2000, Super Bowl 34 champ with the Rams following the 1999 season. Part of that greatest show on turf. Before we bring him up, let's look back at some of the great highlights of the career of Marshall Faulk.
Put pads on this guy, and he's like no other player I've ever seen. You can't find a guy as versatile as a Marshall Faulk. I don't know if there's ever been one in the National Football League.
What an effort by Marshall Faulk!
The instincts, quickness and speed and the vision. He could see things coming that many people can't see coming. You're born with that.
You can't explain that. You can't play-by-play that. You can't tell somebody what I just saw. Holy smoke! Did you just see that?
Actually, there's one against the Saints in '99 that might be the best one of all time. Boom! And he pops out of this thing, and all of a sudden he takes off for about a 25-yard gain.
Well, I remember one game we were playing against the Cleveland Browns. I'm saying to myself, did I just see what I just saw? And that's when everybody started calling him Superman.
In his first game, Faulk ran for 143 yards and 3 touchdowns. He finished the season with nearly 1,300 rushing yards and was named Rookie of the Year.
Manning takes the snap, hands it off to Faulk, trying to go inside. He may go!
Indianapolis finished in last place, but Faulk enjoyed his best season in his 5 years as a Colt. Through 14 games, he was the NFL's 5th leading rusher.
One of Marshall's basic routes where he acts like he's going into the flat and he comes over to cross the middle on a delay route. Still to this day, we call it the Faulk route, but nobody ran it like Marshall did.
He wasn't faster than a speeding bullet or more powerful than a locomotive, but his physical gifts transformed the Rams from bad to good. His intelligence made them super. In 1999, with Faulk in the backfield, a previously unknown quarterback became league MVP.
Screen pass, Marshall Faulk. He's at the 40.
Faulk caught 87 passes for more than 1,000 yards.
15, cutting right again to the 10, heading to the outside 5, end zone, touchdown Rams! Yeah!
And ran for nearly 1,400. The Rams finished with an NFL best 14-2 record and the most points over a 3-year span in NFL history. They called him Superman. He couldn't leap tall buildings in a single bound, but he did lift an entire franchise and brought them to a place they had never been. Superman's greatest trait wasn't his superhuman strength, but his willingness to help others.
That's like watching a video game up there. One of the greatest to ever run and catch a football, the great number 28, Marshall Faulk, right here.
Thank you. Great to be here today. I always tell people, every time I come to Charlotte, I'm like, man, Charlotte has been good to me. And then Jim decides to bring up the one game that Charlotte wasn't good to me. But, man, that was a great game. Steve Smith and the catch, it was awesome. It hurt my heart. But like sports, you get through it. And today, you know, my message and what I'm going to talk about has to deal with, and it's funny. Literally, I got asked, and it happens every time I'm in the South. I get asked, like, man, how did you get out of New Orleans? How did you not play for an SEC school? And I said, well, I wanted to live in California. And then they say, then I'm asked, okay, well, where do you live? In California. And it's I just made some decisions that was different along the way when it dealt with sports. And I think that in life, we make decisions. And in those decisions, we get to find out who we are and what we're going to become. And for me, I felt like a couple of the things that have driven me in decisions that I've made and things that I've went through, it's understanding that life is about two things: obstacles and adversity. You're literally going to have obstacles and you're going to go through adversity. And how you deal with those things, it's going to say a lot about you. It's going to say the person that you're going to become, whether you like the person in the mirror or not, it's going to speak a lot about you. And today I'm going to tell you guys just a little bit of the obstacles and adversity that I went through just to become who I am today, some of the decisions that I had to make. And I go back to the decision to decide to go to this school that nobody ever heard of, San Diego State. Like, who's this school? And I knew that there was a connection there, but for me, if this doesn't work, think about it. If this doesn't work, I probably can't go back to the state of Louisiana, probably can't go back to New Orleans, and because I didn't go to LSU and I didn't play in state as being one of the top recruits coming out of high school, making that decision because I wanted to do something different. It brought adversity to me, obstacles to my family. My parents, I can't believe you let your son go to school somewhere else, not LSU. And you just have to understand how sports is embedded in us. And a lot of times that we affect our kids. And I thank my parents for allowing me to make my own decision. I really thank them for allowing an 18-year-old kid who knew nothing about California, that he didn't have any money, 2 duffel bags and $200, but yes, I'm gonna go play football in San Diego. Boy, I could have been wrong. I could have been wrong. But you face adversity. And the first bit was dealing with everybody telling me what I could not do and that I could not go out to San Diego and be successful. Now, I get there and there's a bigger obstacle. I find out that because I wanted to play running back and everybody else thought that I would be this wonderful defensive back. They felt like that was the position, but I knew that the game was more fun when the ball was in my hand. So I wanted to play running back. And because San Diego State gave me the opportunity to play running back, I went to the first school that said I can go. Now, I wanted to go there. I love the city. If you've been to San Diego, you understand. But what I didn't know was when I got there that they ran a one-back offense and I was the 7th running back on the depth chart. There's an obstacle. I literally called my coach. I was like, Coach, I came and I just found out that, like, I'm the 7th guy on the depth chart. Like, when I go, sometimes there's like just a tight end and a guard. There's not a whole offensive line because they don't have that. They're not that deep at other positions. But I had to I made a decision to go there. And when you make decisions, you sometimes don't know what's going to happen. By the time the season started, I was 2nd on the depth chart, playing behind a guy who was he was offensive MVP of the conference, the Western Athletic Conference. 2 games into the season, He gets hurt in the first. He plays the whole first quarter. He gets hurt. First he returned the punt, got hurt. First play of the second quarter. And then I come in and play the rest of the second quarter, third quarter, and I sit on the bench half of the fourth quarter because we're blowing the team out. In that game, the decision that I made, I was like, you never know how long it's going to take for you to figure out if you made the right decision and if the adversity and the obstacle and what you did was worth it. But it was pretty easy that game. I finished that game with 422 yards and 7 touchdowns. I was like, I'm okay. Not bad. Like, I might know what I'm talking about a little bit. But you just never know. That led to me, 3-time All-American, College Football Hall of Fame. You never know the decisions that you're going to make and the adversity and obstacles, and it doesn't go away. Like even at a young age, even at the age that I'm at now, you still have adversity and there's going to be obstacles in life. It just, like, you would think that as you get older, it doesn't go away. You still have to make decisions. Some of those decisions you don't want to make, but you still have to make them. And what I'm telling you is believe in you. Believe in who you are and what you are. And it's a lot easier to make those decisions. And don't be afraid of the adversity. Sometimes the adversity is exactly what you need in order to succeed. You need that adversity to pull out of you what you probably, if the adversity wasn't there, you wouldn't even do. That obstacle sometimes, it allows you to find out that you have a hidden talent or that you are willing to do more than you thought you could. Don't look at it as a deterrent. I think about the next thing. I move on from San Diego State and I get ready. I'm going through the whole process of getting drafted. And he played in the week conference. This guy is too small. We don't know if he's that fast. And lo and behold, it obviously the only team listened to it was the Cincinnati Bengals because they passed on drafting me first overall after the numbers that I put up in college. Thank you to Cincinnati Bengals. Because they took a guy, somebody asked, they took a guy named Dan Wilkerson. If you were wondering, like, who in the hell did they take before Marshall Faulk? Dan Wilkerson, he was a heck of a player. I'm not going to lie. Like, Dan was defensive tackle, played at Ohio State. I mean, they were probably his 3 years there. No, his 3 years that he started, they were like top 5 in defense his time there. He was a force to be reckoned with. But he went to Cincinnati. And normally when you go to Cincinnati, it's a tough place to become who you wanted to become as an athlete. But for me, I went through the process. And here we go again. Well, can he play at this level? And there was a clip in here for those of you whom are old enough, like the Houston Oilers was a team in the NFL. They were a team in the NFL. That was a real game. We weren't playing a scrimmage or anything. But that was like my first game. Within my first game, 143 yards, 3 touchdowns. Yeah, I'm okay at playing this game. Like I'm the adversity of now the questions of can he carry a franchise? Can he win? Can he get a team to the playoffs? Can he win a Super Bowl? I spent 5 years in Indianapolis trying to prove that. And it didn't work out. And then I have to make one of the craziest decisions ever. Arguably, the guy who changed the game of football at quarterback in my 5th year comes to Indianapolis, and he's my quarterback. And I watch this guy, and I'm like, this guy is going to be great. But that year, he threw like 27 interceptions, and I had like 10 tackles. And I'm thinking to myself, and I'll be honest with you guys, I was doing the math. I was like, so Peyton Manning This is his rookie year. It's my 5th year. At what time is he going to be ready to win a championship, and will I still be in the league at that time? I promise you I was doing the math. And I sat down with my agent and I said, I love playing with Peyton. I think this is going to be a great situation, but it's not for me. Everybody thought I was crazy. Like, I'm talking crazy. And I'll be honest, there was a point in time, and I'm going to tell you that point in time when I thought I was crazy too. I literally told the coach, I said, hey, here's what I want. I want to play on turf. I want to play on natural grass, and I want to go to a winning team. And they sent me to St. Louis. I was like, hold up, wait. You guys met none of my demands. But lo and behold, man, I was like, I don't want to go here. I was going to hold out. And my agent said, do me one favor. That's all I need you to do is just go to minicamp. And after you come from minicamp, if you don't like it, we'll move you. So I go to minicamp, and I meet these guys. And I'm like, wow, this is awesome. And for the first time, I got a veteran quarterback in Trent Green. I'm like, this is going to be, I got an offensive line. I got Orlando Pace as a left tackle. This is like the best. I got Isaac Bruce as, I'm like, this is awesome. We are going to be pretty darn good. In the second preseason game, Trent Green goes down with a knee, and now we got some guy who's bagging groceries as the backup quarterback. And I'm like saying to myself, did I make a good decision here? I'm literally questioning myself, did I make a good decision here? And that season turned out to be probably one of the most, I'm gonna say the best season and the most fun that I've ever had playing football ever in life. And I touched the ball the least, and I had more yards because I finally was playing on the team. And I think about the adversity of the situation and what I was in and what I had to make. I mean, who in here is leaving Peyton Manning? Let's be honest. I am the only idiot to ever leave Peyton Manning. And I say that to him all the time. And I'm going to tell you how I was right. Because in 2008, so I retired in 2005. In 2008, I am standing on the field watching him win his first Super Bowl. And I was like, I retired in 2005. In 2008, I watched him. I was right. My math was right. Now, I want you guys to know I'm only going to tell you about the situations and adversity where I was right. I will not tell you about any of them that I was wrong. Today will not be about where I was wrong. So, because obviously, you don't go through life making all good decisions. They're not all good. But for me, being a part of that team and what was asked of me, and when I left Indianapolis, the things that were said, I want you to understand, it's like sports is the anomaly of how life goes. Literally, this is how it is. So you're getting drafted, they're sizing you up, right? They're measuring you. They're telling you all the reasons why you're not good before they draft you and give you all the money to come play for them. All right? Now, the better you are, which is if you get drafted like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you then sit in a room and listen to some guys in a room tell you that you're a rookie and you're not that good. Meanwhile, you're like, well, why did I get drafted? Like, you had to not be that good for me to be here as the second pick. So then you meet with the front office people, and now they drafted you with the second overall pick, and they're trying to find a reason to not pay you money by telling you all the things you can't do or that you did not do well, but they drafted you. And that becomes your career. A team, they sit down with you. Hey, we want you, and we want to pay you X. Because we feel like you need to make X because you can't do this, this, and this. It's like, who dates someone based on what they can't do? But sports is like that. And you have to have the understanding and know negotiations. And I'm sure most of you know how to negotiate. You want the leverage and everything. It's a little different now in sports. Now, Aaron Donald will just say, hey, I think I'm going to retire. How much you want? Whole different, it's just different now. But in the sense of how the game goes, for me, the questions were, can he take a team to the promised land, and what does that look like? How does it work out? And winning the Super Bowl, and I'm gonna tell you guys kind of why I feel like it was different for me. I was the kid whom I'm from New Orleans, huge Saints fan. Sorry, huge Saints fan, and as a kid, I couldn't afford a ticket to the game. But what I did was I hung out outside the supermarket and I carried groceries to people's car before the basket to go in the parking lot. You remember they used to stop you so you had to carry your own bags. So I would carry the bags to cars. That money I would make, I would then go to the stadium and pay to be a vendor, and I sold popcorn the first half of the game and watched the second half. So when I tell people, I think somebody asked me, so are you? I'm like, I'm a football fan. Like I didn't just, I happen to be good at football, but I'm a football fan. I'm a football junkie. Like I'm watching the USFL. I don't know if you guys are. Like I'm just telling you, like I watch all football. I watch arena football. It doesn't matter to me. Like I just go catch high school games on a whim because I love the game and I love what the game does for us. I tell people it is the best team sport ever. I heard some hockey player with no teeth say hockey was, and he's never played football, as I've never skated on ice. I've never played hockey, but I understand that one guy in hockey can get a puck and affect the game. I watched Wayne Gretzky do it and skate down the ice and score without nobody else touching the puck. As in baseball, guy can get up there, hit a home run, a pitcher can pitch. He can pitch a no-hitter. Serena Williams can go out in tennis and dominate. Tiger Woods can play golf to the highest level. Even in basketball, Steph Curry can shoot your eyes out. I mean, I don't know about you guys, game 3, I have no idea how Boston just put 3 guys on Steph and dare somebody else to make a shot. But those other sports are like that. Football isn't. It is a team sport. You need 10 other guys for you to be effective. And I love it because it breeds everything that we need to be successful in business. It teaches you team. If you've played team sports, then you understand how to be a part of a team working in any environment. The hierarchy that's necessary from owner to head coach, from owner to GM, the head coach, to assistant coach, to captains on a team, to the leader, to starters of the position. You understand the dynamics of how things work. And football gives us that. It gives us that. And that's why I love the game. I played other sports. I like other sports, but I love football because of what it's taught me and the things that I've taken from it to live my life, which is how to be a good teammate, how to be unselfish, how to show up for others, how to sacrifice your body, your time, your energy. I mean, when it's not your day and you're just out there blocking and they're throwing the ball all over the field, you're like, I want the ball. But it's the sacrifice that you put forward. And as is, you do it for a reason. And it's to win. It's to win. I hope that everybody here understand that in order to win in life, or to win in a game, or to win in business, you have to get through and go through the adversity in order to win, because there has to be adversity. And I'm going to let you know, if you're not going through adversity and you're winning, then somebody already paid the price for you. Somebody is going through the adversity for you. You don't have it that easy. I tell my kids that all the time. Like, I paid the price for you already. You're going to have to pay a price down the line. But that's the reality of it. Because I think we all sit in here because we want to win in life. I have not met a person that wake up in the morning saying, I'm ready to lose. I have not met that person yet. We want to win. That was programs like this that afforded me the opportunity to become who I am today. And that's why coming to events like this is just so special. I love doing events like this. They really mean something to me because those kids that you see, I was one of those kids. And it's people like you and businesses like you that pour into the community that make it possible for dreams to come through. And that's why this is so important. Adversity is going to be a huge part of your life. I don't care how young you are, how old you are. You're going to be fighting for something. Whether it's on a job, whether it's for your life, whether it's for someone else's life, you're going to be, there's adversity everywhere. It's all around us. It's a part of life. It's a staple. You need it in order to measure success, the adversity. My father used to say to me, if you ever travel down a road with no speed bumps, you're headed for a dead end. I'm like, It can't be all smooth. There's going to be obstacles, challenges, and you want to face them and find out who you are. So it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure speaking with you all. I want to take some questions. I'm sure I said some stuff today you might want to ask me about. No questions about me playing the Panthers. No. I love Charlotte. I just want you guys to know. But I'd love to take some questions from you guys. Anybody? No? Who did I start behind at San Diego State? And I'm gonna give you guys like the full-on story because it's like it's weird how things happen. So the guy who was a starting running back at San Diego State name was T.C. Wright, and he was the Western Athletic Conference Offensive Player of the Year the previous year. And 5 games into the season, I probably had 40 carries for like 800 yards, and he had like 100 and something carries for like 300 yards. But coach, back then, you could not lose your job, your starting job, due to performance. Now, I don't know what else you lose your job to, but if you underperform, you're supposed to lose your job. But back then, they just didn't do it like that. But we were literally, we were playing the University of Hawaii, and we're in Hawaii, and we would go over on a Wednesday for a Saturday game and kind of enjoy the beach. They would have us in class during the day, and then we'd practice, and we'd enjoy the beach. And he fell asleep on the beach and missed a team meeting, and he was no longer starting. So I then come in, and I have my college career. I come into the NFL. I played my 5 years in Indianapolis, and I get traded to the Rams. There was a starting safety for the Rams named Toby Wright. And I met with Toby because we needed, he was a huge part of the defense. The Rams' defense was pretty good. Offense was just crappy in 98. And so I was talking to Torrey. I said, Torrey, man, I really think you should stay. We're going to have something here. And he literally said, I can't play with you. You are the reason my brother's not in the NFL because you took his position in college. It was funny that was the case. And then the year after, I think he went to like Chicago. We win the Super Bowl. I see him out somewhere, and I was like, I told you. But T.C. Wright was the guy, and his brother was Toby Wright, hard-hitting safety, played for the Rams and the Bears, I believe. So I think what he's asking me is back in the day when you played running back, the idea was I don't want to come out of the game. I want as many carries as possible. I want to play as many plays as possible. And what has happened to the position with playing 3-4 running backs, and what's happened is it's kind of twofold. As you hear that the running back position is being devalued, you keep hearing that, like the position is being devalued, and it's not because of what the teams are doing. It's kind of the players in a sense. For me, I know I never wanted to come off the field. Every play was an opportunity for me to touch the football, and it really started in college. College used to get you ready for the pros, because as a collegiate player, you would play and you would carry the ball a lot, and then you would come into the pros and you were actually ready. You were physically ready. Like, okay, I showed them that I can carry the ball 20, 25, 30 times. That means I can do it in the NFL. Well, now today's college player, for a career, they might have 150, 200 carries in 3 years because they're playing 3 backs. Because now here's what it is, okay? Some kid comes to a college team and the coach sits down with his parents and say, your son's going to play as a freshman. And now that kid has to play. He doesn't have to win time. He's given time just to come. And not only is he saying that to one kid, he said that to the kid who's the sophomore. He also said it to the kid who's the junior. And so now you have to play 3 backs. You have to. It's not a wait till a guy gets hurt. You have to play 3 backs. And that's kind of bled into the NFL. Okay, well, we'll have a guy for everything instead of have one guy who can do everything. You have a guy for everything. And so the position isn't devalued, because think about it, all right? I want you guys to pay attention to when football matters the most. In the playoffs, right? Every quarterback is going to throw for a lot of yards. But the team who runs the ball the best usually wins the bigger games. So it comes right back to one thing: winning the line of scrimmage. If you watch the game between Cincinnati and the Rams ran the football better. Cincinnati threw the ball all over the field. But you have to win the line of scrimmage. And there's one way to do it: running the football. You don't win the line of scrimmage with your lineman backing up, pass protecting. So they want us to be irrelevant until the game matters the most. And then you start to hear all the analysts say, well, it depends on who runs the ball the best. It always comes down to running the football. Pete Carroll, think about the decision Pete Carroll made on the 1-yard line. Pete, that's Marshawn Lynch. He could probably get 1 yard if the offensive line fall down. Or Matt Ryan. If they just run the ball, that's all they had to do. But they're down on the page. They're up like, 14, 15, 17 points? They're up 17 points with like 3 minutes to go. if they kick a field goal, they just have to run the football. They throw 2 pass plays, get 2 holding calls. Now it's like it's second and 22. That the position is devalued based on. I don't know how this looks to you guys, but literally it blows my mind. The game just start. They give the running back the ball 2 times, and then he's running to the sideline. The game just started. You can't be tired. The game just started. But that's football. That's the modern game today. They want you fresh as much as possible.
How did you make the adjustment in life after professional football?
I'm still making it. No lie. I'll tell you the biggest adjustment is, at 34 being retired. I was 34, I was retired. Like, okay, I'm retired. Now what? And you walk into like the real world. Hello, world. You don't have a schedule. Meals aren't prepared for you. The hotel room, the flights, and all of that's not booked for you. You go from like living life on a schedule to like being a part of the real world, and it's an adjustment. And everybody doesn't adjust well. A lot of guys don't adjust well. It's definitely a challenge. And I was just explaining the hardest thing when you retire is the first training camp that you're not at, because you still have the same friends that you had. And now those friends, they're still playing. They're at camp, and you're like at home. And you're like, hi, honey. Hi, kids. You get to meet your family. Because when you're playing sports, like everything revolves around your world. And all of a sudden, there's a list of honeydews, and you're used to being at camp. And then, you got to start participating in all the activities for the kids, even in the winter months. It's for real. Like it's a problem. If you don't have the right group of people, it can really be a problem. There's a reason why there's a 45-year-old man playing with 21-year-old kids. Like he doesn't want to go home. It's like, hold on, wait, getting sacked by Aaron Donald or honeydew list. I'm going to get sacked by Aaron Donald. If I remember that, I wouldn't be standing up here. Literally, forgotten every hit I ever took. For real. I do not remember. Seriously. I've never taken into account, because all the damn hits hurt. I wasn't sizing them up like, now was that a 9 or 8? They all hurt. That's why I ran so damn fast. We'll take one more. You know what's amazing? I don't have to choose, because they were both my quarterback. Why would I ever have to choose between 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks? That's like crazy. I'm just happy I got a chance to play with both of them. Yeah, they were very similar and methodical in how they did their business. Both exceptional men on and off the football field. Just guys that I will forever be indebted to because of things that I learned from them about not just how to be a professional, but how to be a father, how to be a better parent. Like, I still talk to them just about things and decisions that you have to make in life when it comes to raising a family or being in business, and having a sounding board of people that you respect and trust it's a good thing to have. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate each and every one of you.
The great Marshall Faulk. Hey, you guys know this, but Marshall doesn't know that he touched upon the only thing we love as much or close to a Panthers win is you bringing up the Falcons blowing a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl. That's like our second favorite football topic here. Thank you, Marshall. That was great. We appreciate you so much. Our next event is July 29th. Tim Tebow here. Thank you to Martin Marietta. Thank you to Radio 1. You guys have a great day. Thank you.